What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are having an awesome day. Today, we are reviewing the 2022 Ford Maverick XLT. Huge thank you to Matt Newman over at Koons Sterling Ford for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Maverick or any Ford product, I'll be sure to have Matt's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First, let's talk about the exterior and performance. And like I said, this is a 2022 Ford Maverick, and this particular one is painted in the $390 Alto Blue metallic paint color. I really like this color. I think it reminds me kind of antimatter blue, if you guys have ever seen that. It kind of looks like a blackish, but it also has a blue hue to it. So I'm a fan of this color. But let's start over here at our headlights, because we do have LED headlights as well as automatic high beams. And you do get wiper activated headlights, so when you turn your windshield wipers on, the headlights automatically turn on. And right behind here you have your halogen turn signals. One thing that I read on the window sticker that I couldn't really see in person is that this does have configurable daytime running lamps. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. But let's move over here to the grille. This does have a gray 2-bar style grille. You guys can see the bars kind of follow through to the headlights on each side, but behind that 2-bar grille you will find your black plastic grille. I think this thing actually looks pretty good, especially considering the price point of the Maverick. It kind of reminds me somewhat of like a Ranger-ish, but not quite. I don't know, it's kind of got its own unique design language, and I think it actually looks pretty good despite what other people may think. But this Maverick XLT does have 17-inch gray painted wheels wrapped in 225/65 Continental Pro Contact TX all-season tires. I'll give you guys a picture of that tread pattern here. Right next to your wheels and tires, you will find your non-functional XLT fender vent. XLT is written out in chrome. Just to the right of your XLT fender vent, you will find your body color mirror caps. These mirrors are also heated, and those body color mirror caps as well as those heated mirrors come a part of the $2,500 XLT luxury package. But power adjustable mirrors come standard on the XLT. This Maverick also does have the $650 Ford Copilot 360, which comes with the blind spot monitoring. So you will find your blind spot monitoring light on the upper left-hand corner of the driver's side mirror and on the upper right-hand corner of the passenger side mirror. Let's talk about this driver door here real quickly, because you do get a keypad on your driver door. So if you guys forget your keys or you lock your keys in the Maverick, you type in your code and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the Maverick by touching the 7, 8, and 9, 0 buttons simultaneously. So push those buttons, the vehicle will lock. You do not have keyless access, so you cannot put your hand behind the door handle and the vehicle will not open if you do so. But all you got to do is press the unlock button on your key fob or the code. You just type it into your keypad and it will unlock. This particular Maverick does have the black plastic door handle, so you get black plastic right here, black plastic fender vents, more black plastic door handles obviously on the rear, and some black plastic trim at the top of your bed. Right here you will find your capless filler neck. If you guys want to open up your capless filler neck, you have to go into the vehicle. So let me unlock the Maverick real quick, open up the driver door, and right here is where you'll find the button to pop open your capless filler neck. So pushing that button, it takes a second or two for it to pop open, but it pops open, and that's where you'll find your capless filler neck. 87 octane will do just fine. Here is a view of your rear wheel and tire, and also your fender liner. So pretty sweet that it does have fender liner on this Maverick, because this is, you know, the entry-level truck to Ford's lineup. But moving back to the rear end of the Maverick, you will find that you have a power tailgate lock as well as halogen taillights and a backup camera right under your Ford emblem right there. Just below your Ford emblem, you see Maverick is stamped into the tailgate. On the lower left-hand side of the tailgate, you have a hybrid badge letting you know that, hey, this is the hybrid variant of the Maverick. Earlier on in the video, I did mention that this particular Maverick does have the $2,500 XLT luxury package. So what you get with the XLT luxury package in the rear end of the Maverick is a 400-watt bed outlet, which you will find right behind here. If I open this thing up, let me open the camera up and set it down here real quick. Opening this up, you will find your 400-watt bed outlet as well as your LED box lighting just to the left of that. Push that button, the LED box lighting comes on right there, as well as box lighting comes on the left and right side of your third brake light. One light there, one light there. Push that button again and the box lighting turns off. Also with that $2,500 XLT luxury package, you also get bed tie down locking rails, which you will find on the left and right hand side of the bed. You also get a spray in bed liner, full size spare underneath the bed. Like I mentioned, you do also get the LED box lighting as well as a trailer hitch with 4-pin connector, which you'll find to the left of your trailer hitch. And with the $2,500 XLT luxury package option, you do have a max tow capacity of 2,000 pounds. And one of the variables to that 2,000 pound max tow capacity has to do with the hybrid powertrain. So let's do a little walk around of the Maverick before we talk about the powertrain. Like I said, I actually do like the styling of the Maverick, despite what people say. You know, people hate on the Honda Ridgeline, people hate on the Hyundai Santa Cruz, and I'm sure people hate on the Ford Maverick because it's not considered a full-size truck. So all the truck guys do hate on the smaller trucks in the segment. However, if you don't care about getting picked on and stuff like that, then the Maverick might be the perfect vehicle for you because it gets phenomenal fuel economy, and it's also very, very comfortable, and it comes with all the creature comforts, honestly, that anybody will ever need. But with all that said, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2.5 liter hybrid 4-cylinder that makes 162 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque from that gas engine alone. Total output between the batteries and the gas engine is 191 horsepower, and the gas motor is mated to a continuously variable transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 7.7 seconds. Like I mentioned earlier on in the video, the highlight of the Maverick, in my opinion, is fuel economy. So if you guys are wondering about fuel economy, this particular Maverick with front wheel drive achieves 42 miles per gallon in the city, 33 miles per gallon on the highway for 37 miles per gallon combined. So I'd say that's insanely good for a vehicle that comes with a truck bed. Yeah, you may not be able to haul all that much weight, but you can haul around 5 people. You got a truck bed, and you do have the capability to tow a small boat or ATV or a jet ski or something like that. So pretty sweet and pretty insane fuel economy. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment in the comment section down below. All those likes, all those comments, and all those subscribes really help my channel grow, and they make the channel look good for the YouTube algorithm, and they really help me make my dream become a reality of, you know, doing this as a full-time job. So I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys would give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. But with all that said, let's move into the interior. All right, moving into the interior, like I said, this does not have keyless access, but you can push the unlock button on the key fob, as well as you can type in your code and you can hop into the Maverick like that. You can also stick the key into the keyhole and unlock it. But one thing before we do that is that this does also have remote start. So all you got to do is press this lock button and press the remote start button twice, and the vehicle will fire up, as you guys can hear. But now it's starting to rain, so we finished the exterior part of the review right on time. So let's move into the interior. Taking a look at the door panel, you have this turquoise type material, as well as a nicely padded leather armrest. Get a little orange accent right here. Automatic down driver window, but you do not get automatic up or down passenger windows. Unlock and lock button right next to your black door handle. Power adjustable mirrors, and this button right here will lock the mirror controls for your passengers. But like I said, we finished the exterior part of the review right in time because it is starting to rain, actually decently hard. So let's turn that fan down so you guys can hear me just a bit better. Just a little bit of storage space at the bottom of this door panel. You could fit a water bottle or two. You guys can see you have a little water bottle graphic right there, letting you know you guys can set a smart water bottle right in there, and it's got like a little bit of bolstering for the water bottle, so pretty cool. But when we were on the exterior part of the review, I did point out that you push this button and your capless filler neck will open up. This is your LED box lighting. Here are your headlight controls, so you guys can see the amber light is on which headlight control. So let's turn it all the way up. That means your headlights are off. One down, that is your daytime running lights. One down again, that is your headlights on automatic, and the one all the way on the bottom is your headlights always on. Just to the right of that, you have your controls for the brightness of your screen, as well as your gauges and backlit buttons. So you can make it brighter or you can make it dimmer depending on what your mood is. This button right here on the end of your turn signal stalk is your lane keep assist on or off, and it's the same for other Ford products as well. Pushing forward turns your high beams always on. Pulling back is just your high beams on for a short period of time. Let's take a listen to the turn signal. Let's take a listen to that horn. Pretty loud here on the interior, but let's talk about our gauges here real quick. This is, I believe, the regenerative braking, because when I would slow down, the dial would go down into this green part right here. This lets you know how much power of the engine you are using. Most of the time, what I noticed was it was about 25% and below. This lets me know that my seat belt is off. That knows that the vehicle is ready power-wise. That lets you know that your headlights are on. Like I said, I got my headlights in the always on position. Let's turn it back up to automatic. It says ready to drive. So let's talk about this little productivity screen here real quick. Got your ambient exterior temperature, 87 degrees. Right now we are in trip 1. It says all electric. Just below that is your fuel range. That's how many miles we've been on this trip 1, and that's the time we've been on this trip 1. Go down one more. My view, that is your digital speedometer readout. Go down one more. Driver assistance. So if I click this again, it lets me know that my lane keeping assist system is on. Push that again, and that little graphic goes away. Go down one more time. This lets us know what kind of music we are listening to right now. Down one more. Phone settings. Gives you a little Maverick display. You guys can go into your settings by pressing OK, and just navigating through like that. So you get your information, display, driver assistance, and all your different settings. Back button. So these buttons right here control that little productivity screen. Go down one more, trip 1, and starts all over again. Let's leave it on the digital speedometer readout, because that's personally my favorite page. It's easier to read that than it is to read our analog speedometer on the right hand side of the gauge cluster. Just below the productivity screen and to the left of your analog speedometer, you will find your fuel gauge. Just to the left of that, you will find your coolant temperature, and just below all of that, you will find park, reverse, neutral, drive, and low. The amber or orangish P lets us know that we are in park. Right over here is our windshield wiper stalk. So when I turn the windshield wipers on, that means our headlights turn on. But I'm gonna leave them off because I don't really need them to be working right now. We're just staying in place. Right over here, you got your cruise control settings. It's divided by this little aluminum trim piece. Just below that aluminum trim piece, it's audio down, audio up, audio on mute. Ford logo at the center of your steering wheel. Right over here, I said these buttons control your productivity screen. Just below that, you can pick up on a phone call, hang up on a phone call, or go back on a track, go forward on a track. This is to speak to the vehicle. Like I mentioned, this does have the $2,500 XLT luxury package. So what you get with the XLT luxury package include an 8-way power driver seat, as well as a 6-way manual passenger seat. You also get heated seats, as well as a leather wrapped steering wheel. So you guys can see it is leather wrapped, and it is a heated steering wheel. You also get a windshield wiper de-icer, which is pretty cool for those colder winter months. Your windshield wipers are not just gonna get all frozen and just not work. So that is a pretty sweet feature. Moving over to here, you will find your 8-inch Sync 3 system with wired Apple CarPlay as well as wired Android Auto. Sync 3 works very, very well. So you guys can go into your audio, go into your phone, apps, settings. Let's go back over to here to audio. You guys can see I'm on 98.7, go into settings, sound setting, all these different settings. Swipe over here. You guys can pause the screen and see, you know, the different settings if you guys want. Just to the right of that Sync 3 system, you will find a nice little spot to, you know, set a tape measure or something of that size in there. Just above that, some more space for a tape measure or a GoPro, or, you know, if you want to set your phone up there, you can do that as well. Just beneath all of that, you got your volume knob on the left-hand side, you got your tuning knob on the right-hand side of the center stack. Right in the center of the two, you will find your hazards. So my hazards are on. This button right here will bring me to my sound settings. So get treble, mid-range, bass, all the different things. This is to go back on a track, go forward on a track, to play or pause on a track. Right here, this will turn the screen onto clock. Click that one more time, it'll turn the screen off. If you touch the screen, it will come back to life. Just beneath that, 2 HVAC vents. Just beneath that, you will find your climate control stack. You do have one zone climate control on the left hand side. This dial controls the fan speed. Right over here, this controls the temperature, and you can read the temperature on screen. There's no like thing to read the temperature on this knob. But if I press that knob forward, that turns the HVAC off, but let's leave it on because it is kind of hot in here. So this will turn on your heated mirrors. That's what that button does right there. And all the other buttons you guys know, I'm assuming, how to use. Heated seats, one on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, with 3 levels of adjustability. The button in the center of those two is your heated steering wheel. Just below all of that, you got a USB-C port. Just below the USB-C port, you find your USB-A port. Just below all of that, you have orange storage space, so you guys can set a phone perfectly right here on the Lariat. I believe this is a wireless charging pad, but tons of storage space down in here for your phone, hand sanitizer, all that kind of stuff. Just above that orange stuff, you will find your 12-volt power outlet. Just behind your 12-volt power outlet coming towards me, you have 2 cup holders. Just to the left of your cup holders, you have your transmission dial. So right now we are in park. You can scroll to the right into reverse, one more time to the right into neutral, one more time to the right into drive. Push this L in the center and you get to go into low. Just behind that dial, you will find your electronic parking brake. Right here, you have your different drive modes. So we have normal, tow haul, slippery, eco, and sport. Let's leave it in normal because it's raining. This button right here is your traction control on or off, so you guys will see that right there. And this is your auto hold button. So if you're tired of staying in traffic, like right now I'm in drive, got the A right there. So if I push the gas pedal, we start to move again. I'm going to push the brake pedal down a little bit farther than I normally would, and I'm going to let off of it. You guys can see that the A is right there, so it's holding me in position, so that's called auto hold. Push the brake pedal again and push it off. Now it's off, so I can move again without having to press the accelerator. But let's go back into park. Little bit of storage space right here, some more storage space right here. Popping this open, you got some more storage space for, you know, whatever you want to put in your center console. Over here on the passenger side, you will see you have your passenger airbag light. So right now, passenger airbag is off. Just beneath that, you have your glove box. Good amount of storage space down in there for napkins, straws, owner's manual, whatever you want to put in there. Door panel on the passenger side is basically the exact same as it is on the driver's side. Like I said, passenger seat is 6-way manual. And a couple optional features that this Maverick does not have, but you can get, is that you can get the optional $155 manual sliding rear window, as well as the optional $995 power moonroof that tilts and slides. This one is not optioned with it. But while we're talking about the roof, right over here, you will find a sunglass holder. Just beneath that, you will find your 2 lights. So if I click this button right here, all the interior lights turn on. If I click this button, they all turn off. When I open up the door, all the lights turn on. So that is pretty cool. If I click this all the way like that, when I open up the door, those lights do not turn on. So let's leave it just like that. So when I open up the door, the lights do come on. You do not have an auto dimming rear view mirror, but you do have the old-fashioned dimming rear view mirror by pushing forward on that, and that gets the high beams out of your eyes. But yeah, like I mentioned when we were on the exterior part of the review and talking about the mirrors, this also does have the $650 Ford Copilot 360, which includes blind spot monitoring with cross traffic alert, as well as that lane keeping system, which I showed you how to turn on and off on the turn signal stalk. A couple safety features that I'm going to list on screen right now along with the window sticker include pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, as well as a rear view camera. Those are both standard. But I do, like I said, have the window sticker on screen right now. So let's talk about the MSRP of this particular Maverick. So the MSRP of this particular Maverick is $27,395. And in my personal opinion, you get a lot for your money. Yeah, you don't get all-wheel drive, which kind of stinks, and you cannot get all-wheel drive with the hybrid powertrain. But if you guys get the 2-liter EcoBoost, then you can get all-wheel drive, but it is not a hybrid. And it still gets pretty dang good fuel economy. These front seats are actually pretty dang comfortable, but pretty much all Ford seats, no matter what model you have, are all pretty dang comfortable. I found that the F-150, F-250, F-350, and the Expedition all have the most comfortable seats, but the Explorer is also super, super comfortable as well. I think maybe the Explorer is with those Expedition and the F1 and F2 and F-350s. This one is still super, super comfortable. Like, it's definitely not uncomfortable. It's actually very, very comfortable, but it's not quite on the comfortable level of the Expedition, the Explorer, the F-150, 2 and 350s. Those are all like extremely, extremely comfortable. This one's like extremely comfortable, not like extremely, extremely comfortable, if that makes any sense. But one more thing that I wanted to mention while we are in these two front seats has to do with your vanity mirror. So you do get a vanity mirror on the driver's side, but you do not get vanity lights, and the same goes for the passenger side as well. You get a vanity mirror, but you do not get vanity lights. But let's move into that second row seating, and let's talk about that. I am adjusted behind myself. Let me move this here real quick out of the way. I'm 5'9", and I still have a good amount of knee room. I don't have like a ton of knee room. I might leave that door open so you guys can see, because the GoPro stinks in low light. So I've probably got like 3 or 4 inches of knee room, as well as a good amount of leg room, enough to be comfortable for like a 3-hour trip, I would say. Center fold down armrest right here with 2 cup holders, and it's actually pretty comfortable back here. I could, like I said, I could do a 3 to maybe 5-hour road trip back here. Right here, let's talk about the door handle. Like I said, you do not have automatic up or down windows, but you do have a nice leather padded armrest. Got a spot to set a smart water bottle right there, and you have another water bottle animation or whatever on the door. Another maybe Deer Park water bottle right there, but definitely not a smart water bottle right there. The only place you can set a smart water bottle is right there. This is kind of like an interesting place to grab onto the door to close it. You think that maybe that would go all the way across, but it works. So I'm not gonna complain about that. You do not get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, but you do get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. Let's talk about connectivity. I'm gonna open up the door for light's sake again. Right here, you have a USB-C port. Just below your USB-C port, you have a USB-A port. Just to the right of that, you have a 400 watt or 120 volt household power outlet with a spot to set. I don't know what you would set in there. Maybe like a cup holder, like aftermarket cup holder thing for another cup holder or 2. But yeah. So we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the Maverick's interior. So I'm assuming you guys want to know what this thing's like to drive. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review. And I'm now trying with the driving portion of the review to try to talk less and kind of just let the car do the talking. So I'm going to try to do that today and get most of the talking done out of the way at the beginning part of this clip. So a couple things I wanted to mention is that this thing's got a very smooth ride, in my opinion. I just was going over some speed bumps that I always go over speed bumps with when I'm doing videos with these cars, as well as a couple other dealerships. So I pretty much always go over their speed bumps. I kind of subconsciously tested vehicles against each other, and this thing did very well going over speed bumps. I mean, those are like short speed bumps, but they're like tall, so it's kind of like honestly, it's a pretty harsh speed bump, but this thing took it like a champ and went over very graciously. A couple things that I'm sure you guys will pick up on as the video goes on is just how this thing makes some UFO noises. It's kind of funny. So when I stop talking, you guys will be able to pick up on the noises, but it sounds kind of like a UFO. It's kind of cool, honestly. Very easy to drive. It's small, which I like. So it's very easy to maneuver through parking lots and stuff like that. Very easy to keep in the lane. Very easy to kind of cut through traffic with. I haven't cut through traffic with this, but I'm saying size-wise, it's very easy to cut through traffic. It doesn't have a whole lot of power. So that's just something to keep in mind. 191 horsepower total combined output between the batteries and the gas powered engine. So let's do a little acceleration. Nothing crazy. See, it spun. It's also rainy, so I can understand the spin, but you guys can hear it. Kind of sounds like almost like police sirens, the battery or whatever it is making all that noise. Let's get over into this lane. Like I said, it's very easy to drive. It's very small. It's very comfortable. Like, not only is the driver's seat comfortable, but the ride is also very comfortable. And just keep in mind that if you guys want to get the hybrid, you can only get it with front wheel drive. So if you guys want all wheel drive, you're gonna have to get the 2-liter turbo EcoBoost, and that comes with all wheel drive. It drops the fuel economy numbers a little bit. And you also have to pay a bit more to get that 2-liter EcoBoost. But if you guys want all-wheel drive and you want the Maverick, then that's the route you're gonna have to go. And one thing that's nice is that now that it's raining, you can really kind of feel what the sound is like from the outside, and it's actually like fairly quiet in here. And especially considering the price point, this thing's just over $27,000, and I think that's honestly a steal, because like I mentioned earlier on in the video, you get a truck bed, you can carry around 5 people, you can tow a jet ski at the same time if you want to do that, and you can get insane fuel economy numbers, especially considering it's a truck. 42 miles per gallon in the city for a little truck is insanely good. Like, you can compare this to like the Ridgelines, and I know the Ridgeline is just a little bit bigger than this, but the Ridgeline gets like, I think 22 or something like that. I'm not quite sure what the exact fuel economy is on the Ridgeline, but it's way worse than this, and it's also a lot more expensive. Obviously, I know it's a bigger truck and all that kind of stuff, but just kind of somewhat compare it to that Ridgeline. Sound system is pretty good. This is the base sound system. If you guys want the better sound system, I think you have to upgrade to the Lariat, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But just something to keep in mind. You get a Bang & Olufsen sound system with the Lariat. Sync 3 is good. Wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto. Insane fuel economy. You guys can see that I got fuel level low, but I'm just gonna let the car do the rest of the talking. We'll do a little 0 to 60 test in this video, but for the majority of the video, I'm just gonna let the car do the talking. So that's it for me. Pretty cool little Blazer. Another Mach 1. I saw a Mach 1 in the exact same spot in a different color right there earlier when I was doing the Expedition video, so kind of funny. HVAC system works very well. It blows ice cold. So if you guys were wondering about that, blows very, very cold. So that's nice. Now the gas motor is off. I'll do just a minor acceleration, more than I would normally do, but it's not going to be floored. Honestly, not too slow considering that wasn't even 50% throttle. So that went up, or got up to speed relatively quickly, considering that wasn't floored. Ride is very smooth. I know I said I wouldn't talk very much, but ride is very, very smooth. Going over bumps and stuff, doesn't really feel it. And this thing's got some pretty small wheels and tires on it, but it can still soak up those bumps very, very well. That means this thing's got a great suspension on it. All right, guys, let's do a 0 to 60 in 3, 2, 1, floor. Little bit of wheel spin because it's wet out. Just keep that in mind. 60. I mean, pretty quick considering that this is a hybrid. It's not really built for speed. It's built for fuel economy. It's built for comfort. So very, honestly, respectable 0 to 60 time considering what this vehicle was built for, what this thing is meant for. So I mean, I think that was pretty quick. It felt pretty quick by the seat of the pants dyno. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want a little bit more power, get the 2-liter EcoBoost. But I think this thing, you know, is pretty respectable speed wise if you guys want good fuel economy and stuff like that. But that's the end of today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Like I said, leave a comment in the comment section down below. All those likes, all those comments, all those subscriptions really help the channel grow and really help me make my dream become a reality of doing YouTube videos for work. I mean, that would be the ultimate. And like I said, those likes, those comments, and all that stuff really help me make this dream a reality. So that's the end of today's video, guys. One more thing, if anybody's still stuck around to this part of the video, I am doing an LS swap to a 1987 Ford F-150. So it's going to be a Ford body with a Chevy motor in it. It's going to have a Chevy transmission, and it should make a decent amount of power. It's the end goal of that truck is to make 700 horsepower, but there will be a build progression. It's going to start off stock, then it's going to be heads, cam, and then it might be a turbo, it might be 2 turbos, it might be supercharged, who knows. I guess you guys will dictate the build of that truck. So like I said, if you guys enjoy the video, please give it a big thumbs up, please hit that subscribe button. But with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.